in 1883. Kahlil Gibran was an enlightened Lebanese philosopher, author, poet, artist, and mystic who immigrated to the United States when he was young. As a writer, he inspired a transformation in Arabic literature with his simple and direct style, as well as his choice of highly relatable themes. Perhaps surprisingly, some of his best-known works were written in English and achieved popular acclaim among many American readers. Published in 1923, The Prophet became Kahlil Gibran's most famous work. This book, comprised of 26 poetic essays, was begun while he was still a youth in Lebanon. The Prophet made Kahlil Gibran one of the best-selling poets in the world. Its inspirational words have been quoted in various books and are still cited widely today for their uplifting wisdom and clarity. In a 1991 lecture given in Taiwan, also known as Formosa, Supreme Master Xinghai read passages from the Prophet and revealed that Kahlil Gibran was not only a gifted poet but also an enlightened master.
他是一位名是从阿拉伯过来美国的，他写得很漂亮啊，他的文笔啊非常美。他把我们要讲的东西啊集中起来，然后表达得非常明白，有小话，不过多义啦，很漂亮。他走了以前呐，意思说他去涅槃以前，他的徒弟们，他徒弟们呢就合起来啊，问他一些最后的问题呀。不过这个人好像他很懂啦，很开悟啊，徒弟当然不多，不过很开悟。
Today, we would like to share with you the following excerpt from The Prophet by Kahlil Gibran. Reason and Passion. And the priestess spoke again and said, "Speak to us of reason and passion." And he, Gibran, answered, saying, "Your soul is oftentimes a battlefield upon which your reason and your judgment wage war against your passion and your appetite. Would that I could be the peacemaker in your soul, that I might turn the discord and the rivalry of your elements into oneness and melody. But how shall I, unless you yourselves be also the peacemakers, nay, the lovers of all your elements? Your reason and your passion are the rudder and the sails of your seafaring soul. If either your sails or your rudder be broken, you can but toss and drift, or else be held at a standstill in mid-seas. For reason, ruling alone, is a force confining, and passion, unattended, is a flame that burns to its own destruction. Therefore, let your soul exalt your reason to the height of passion, that it may sing, and let it direct your passion with reason, that your passion may live through its own daily resurrection, and like the phoenix rise above its own ashes. I would have you consider your judgment and your appetite, even as you would two loved guests in your house. Surely you would not honor one guest above the other, for he who is more mindful of one loses the love and the faith of both. Among the hills, when you sit in the cool shade of the white poplars, sharing the peace and serenity of distant fields and meadows, then let your heart say in silence, "God rests in reason." And when the storm comes and the mighty wind shakes the forest, and thunder and lightning proclaim the majesty of the sky, then let your heart say in awe, "God moves in passion." And since you are a breath in God's sphere and a leaf in God's forest, you too should rest in reason and move in passion. Pain. And the woman spoke, saying, "Tell us of pain." And he, Gibran, said, "Your pain is the breaking of the shell that encloses your understanding. Even as the stone of the fruit must break, that its heart may stand in the sun, so must you know pain. And could you keep your heart in wonder at the daily miracles of your life, your pain would not seem less wondrous than your joy, and you would accept the seasons of your heart, even as you have always accepted the seasons that pass over your fields, and you would watch with serenity through the winters of your grief. Much of your pain is self-chosen. It is the bitter potion by which the physician within you heals your sick self. Therefore, trust the physician and drink his remedy in silence and tranquility. For his hand, though heavy and hard, is guided by the tender hand of the unseen, and the cup he brings, though it burn your lips, has been fashioned of the clay which the potter has moistened with his own sacred tears. Self-knowledge. And the man said, "Speak to us of self-knowledge." And he, Gibran, answered, saying, "Your hearts know in silence the secrets of the days and the nights, but your ears thirst for the sound of your heart's knowledge. You would know in words that which you have always known in thought. You would touch with your fingers the naked body of your dreams, and it is well, you should. The hidden wellspring of your soul must rise and run murmuring to the sea, and the treasure of your infinite depths would be revealed to your eyes. But let there be no scales to weigh your unknown treasure, and seek not the depths of your knowledge with a staff or sounding line. For self is a sea boundless and measureless. Say not, I have found the truth, but rather, I have found a truth. Say not, I have found the path of the soul. Say rather, I have met the soul walking upon my path. For the soul walks upon all paths. The soul walks not upon a line, neither does it grow like a reed. The soul unfolds itself like a lotus of countless petals. Teaching. Then said a teacher, "Speak to us of teaching." And he, Gibran, said, "No man can reveal to you aught but that which already lies half asleep in the dawning of your knowledge. The teacher who walks in the shadow of the temple among his followers gives not of his wisdom, but rather of his faith and his lovingness. If he is indeed wise, he does not bid you enter the house of his wisdom, but rather leads you to the threshold of your own mind. The astronomer may speak to you of his understanding of space, but he cannot give you his understanding. The musician may sing to you of the rhythm which is in all space, but he cannot give you the air which arrests the rhythm, nor the voice that echoes it. And he who is versed in the science of numbers can tell of the regions of weight and measure, but he cannot conduct you thither. For the vision of one man lends not its wings to another man, and even as each one of you stands alone in God's knowledge, so must each one of you be alone in his knowledge of God and in his understanding of the earth." Jubilant viewers, we appreciate your lovely company for Reason and Passion and other poetic essays from the Prophet by Kahlil Gibran, part 1 of 2 on Words of Wisdom.